Hello and welcome to Speech and Language Therapy at Paddock School. This is a quick presentation on what speech and language therapy is and how it works at Paddock School. This is our speech and language therapy team at Paddock School. Elise is our clinical team lead. She supports us with complex cases as well as managing the therapy team. Ruth and Amanda work at the primary school and Kate works at the secondary school. There are currently two multi-therapy assistants, Katriza, that's me, and Caroline, and we mostly work at the primary school but sometimes help out at secondary. We've just said goodbye to Chantel, our multi-therapy assistant at secondary, so we'll be hoping to employ a new replacement soon. As multi-therapy assistants, we also support the occupational therapists at Paddock. In speech and language therapy, we look at communication as a hierarchy of skills. This pyramid shows how skills typically develop. First, attention and listening skills, then play and interaction, then receptive language, that means understanding of language, then expressive language, the language we can use, and then speech. For children at Paddock, these skills do not always develop in this order. However, this pyramid helps us to see which skills should be worked on first and what targets we should be setting to support development. For example, a child can't learn how to follow instructions before they've developed the attention skills to listen to instructions. Similarly, a child needs to understand words before they can learn how to use them or how to say them. Otherwise, they won't understand what they're saying. We're going to have a look at all of these now and tell you about how we work on them at Paddock.
Hi, I'm Ruth. I'm one of the speech and language therapists. I'm going to be talking you through the next few slides. So attention and listening skills, these are really important. They enable people to engage in activities and social interactions, and they also enable people to sort out what to attend to. For example, should I attend to the adult who's talking to me, or should I attend to that lawnmower I can hear in the background? Our students need support to know what to attend to, and we can support this in a number of ways. For example, we can give visual prompts when telling students to look and listen. We might use a Makaton sign or show a picture. We also make sure our students have a calm, distraction-free environment so that they don't have to filter out too much background noise and activity. We also help students attend by making ourselves and the activities we offer as exciting as possible. We use lots of attention-grabbing activities and make sure we use things that each student is interested in. When playing with students, we get down on their level so that they have the best chance of seeing us and attending to us. And we follow the students' interests and motivations so that they have the best chance of learning. We work closely with the occupational therapy team, who can support attention by recommending calming and alerting activities to make sure students are well regulated for learning. Play develops in stages, and at Paddock, we offer opportunities for students to develop their skills at their level of play. For example, at the sensory exploratory stage, we offer various materials and objects and support students to explore these, whether that's with their hands, mouths, or other parts of their body. This helps students to learn about the objects and materials, what they feel like, what they smell like, how they work, and so on. When students start to use objects, we model different uses for these. For example, how you can use a cup to scoop and pour, or how you can operate a cause and effect toy. We offer opportunities for constructive play, where students learn how to use objects together, for example, joining bricks together to build a big tower. Next come sequences of play, such as building a tower and then knocking it down, or pretend play sequences, giving Dolly a drink and then putting her to bed. We model these sequences, supporting students to join in and providing visual support where needed. Role play is an important stage in play development. This is where students start to act out scenarios they have observed in real life, such as going to work or being the teacher. And as students develop, they engage in more sophisticated games, such as board games and playground games. They learn to follow rules, problem solve, and take on different rules within these games. All stages of play are really valuable for language development and social development.
Hello, I'm Kate Osborne. I'm one of the speech and language therapists at Paddock School. I'm going to be talking about social skills and receptive language. Social skills relate to the way we play and interact with others. Social skills include non-verbal skills, such as using eye contact and understanding facial expressions, and they include verbal skills, such as the different reasons that we use language. We know that people with autism find this area challenging, and social communication is a big focus of what we do at Paddock School. Some of the social skills we support students to develop are things like how to show and share enjoying being with another person, how to get another person's attention, how to use gesture and use eye contact effectively, how to take turns either in a game or in a conversation, how to work together and play together collaboratively, how to have a conversation, how to build friendships and relationships, how to participate in different roles within the community, and higher level social thinking and problem solving. So things like how to resolve conflict and how to cope when there's a breakdown in communication. Receptive language means what the student can understand. We support our students' understanding by using visual supports, ranging from real objects or photos and symbols, written words or Makaton sign. And this is to supplement the words that we say. We also use the routines of the day and structure to help our students to anticipate events coming up in their day and to start to associate different words with that experience. We also help our students to learn new words and new concepts. We help them to remember and follow longer and longer instructions, and we teach them how to respond to different types of questions. So for example, knowing how to respond to a where question versus a who question. We know that people with autism can find abstract language very hard to understand. Abstract words are things or descriptions that we can't touch or visualize. For example, words such as love, soon, and brave are all abstract concepts. We support our students who struggle with this in two ways. So first, we make sure the language we use is as concrete as it can be when we're giving really important information. And we also spend time teaching our students abstract language concepts. So for example, some of our students spend time learning what idioms are. An example of an idiom would be, it's raining cats and dogs.
Hi, Amanda here, and I'll be chatting to you about expressive language. So expressive language is the words a student can use to express. Speech and language therapy support includes teaching students to use these new words, and for some students, to build phrases and sentences. For students at Paddock, expressive language might mean using speech, pointing to a symbol, using a Makaton sign, or exchanging a photo or object. These are all forms of language. At Paddock, we use a range of alternative and augmentative communication systems, AACs. These are visual communication systems which can support or replace speech. Some of the systems we use at Paddock are PECs, Pixon-style communication books, aided language displays. Some students also use voice output apps on electronic devices, such as Words for Life on iPads. When supporting students with visual communication systems, we always model spoken language at the same time. Scientific evidence shows that the use of visual systems supports students to use spoken language. Speech and language therapists assess students throughout their time at school to ensure that they have the most appropriate communication method to be able to communicate with those around them. Because communication underpins all areas of the curriculum, the speech and language therapy team is involved in a number of these. For example, we recognise that communication is often the root of behaviours that challenge. We work closely with the wider network to provide a holistic approach to positive behaviour support. Depending on the student's needs and communication profile, we may also provide support to students with speech sound difficulties. Generally, students will need to have developed the foundation skills as laid out in the communication pyramid before speech sound therapy is considered. Speech and language therapists are also trained in supporting eating and drinking and swallowing difficulties. This is called dysphagia. Currently, our clinical team lead, Elise, coordinates dysphagia management at Paddock.
The speech and language therapy team complete dynamic assessment on all of these areas within the communication pyramid. This occurs as an ongoing process throughout the student's school journey and involves a combination of direct and indirect support. Many parts of our role are direct or face-to-face with either a student, their teaching staff, or their family. Assessment can be a direct contact carried out through interactions with the student. It also includes therapy sessions with individual students or small groups. It also includes supporting what we call communication partners. These are the people who spend the most time with the student, such as their parents, teacher, and teaching assistants. It is our role to train and support communication partners so that they can implement the strategies that will support the student's speech and language across the day. Our role also includes lots of indirect activities, such as assessment through regular liaison with school staff, parents, and the wider network. We also set targets, write therapy programs, write reports, attend meetings, make resources, and provide training.
At Paddock, we believe that students should be at the centre of their therapy. We know that most of the students at Paddock have difficulty generalising the skills that they've learnt across settings and different people. They learn best when skills are taught in meaningful contexts with familiar people. Therefore, the best people to deliver therapy are those who spend the most time with the student. That's you, the parents and carers, and the school staff in your child's class. At Paddock, we provide formal and informal training so that teaching staff are able to deliver therapy programs and implement strategies across the day. We also like to work closely with you so that you can support your child's speech and language all the time that they are at home as well. And that's what we call integrated therapy. The therapy team are based full-time at Paddock School. We have 2 therapy offices. One is at the primary school site and one is at the secondary school site. This is where you'll find the speech language therapists, occupational therapists, and our multi-therapy assistants. At primary, you'll find the therapy office next to the main reception, and secondary, we're upstairs next to Metropolitan class.
Each class is assigned a speech and language therapist. In September, you'll get a letter identifying which speech and language therapist will be working primarily with your child. To get in contact with one of the speech and language therapists, you can email us at therapist@paddock.wandsworth.sch.uk. We have telephones at both sites, but as we are currently working from home due to the coronavirus, it's best to contact us on the Paddock Therapy mobile number. That's 07824 461 457. Once term starts again, we'll be back in our office and you can contact us on those office telephone numbers. Alternatively, in September, you can also use the email address or write to us in your child's homeschool diary. Thanks for listening.